That Gen Z is aging more rapidly than millennials, and it's because y'all are full of.
So watch Deante's whole video. I really love this perspective about looking at the relationship between millennials and Gen Z and the impact of aging through our consumption of food as kids, right? I really like this perspective, but it got me thinking as well about something else. I'm going to kind of play off of this if you don't mind. And thinking about the way in which our childhood was presented and stolen from us also has had an impact on our aging over time. So let me explain that some more. So, we all live in capitalism, right? Capitalism's been here for a while. And part of capitalism's way of getting us to submit to it, essentially, either through coercion or consent, is through us learning how to become a worker within it. Right? So this requires disciplining. So within capitalism, childhood is really literally stolen. Childhood is stolen from us. We're not really allowed to be children because to be a child means you would allow yourselves to make mistakes and play and create and ask questions and be curious. But none of those things actually make you a good worker, right? So it's taken away from you. But how it's taken away differs through generations based upon the previous generation's access to resources and help and all the like, right? This is where kind of socioeconomics and socio-political identities come into play. So when we're thinking about this, then in relation, and it actually then plays into food, which is what Deante's video is about, which I really love. Because then if we think about then how our childhood has been stolen from us, I'm an older millennial, young Gen Z, so I'm kind of that Zennium. I'm 42 years old, right? And I think about at that time, my parents were parents. I'm an older daughter of a family of 5, yada, 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 right? So my parents were ones who were both very hands-off, but also over time became more kind of helicopterish, but they were much older parents as well. My parent was silent generation, and my mom was was the first year of a boomer, right? So their understanding of what meant to be a parent meant that how my childhood was taken away was through neglect. A lot of us have that story through neglect, right? So then trying to fend for yourself when you are a child means that you don't have access to kind of external resources, unlike Generation Z, whose parents do have access to those resources, know what neglect feels like, so they have more access to things that we didn't have access to. So their childhood is stolen because they're not actually allowed to be children. They're trying to emulate adulthood because childhood has been so taken away from society overall. There is no template for childhood anymore. So now we're seeing that impact on the body through aging. Does this make any fucking sense?